Are you struggling in a relationship where your partner seems distant and emotionally unavailable? If you're with someone with avoidant attachment style, this video is for you. It's important for us to remember that people with avoidant attachment style do crave connection, but they've learned to protect themselves from potential emotional pain. So when they seem distant, it's their defensive mechanism working. But that doesn't mean they don't want a relationship with true fulfillment. And here is what we need to know. The needs, or how we want our needs to be met, are different in each person. The reason why we struggle or have conflicts with our partner is because we all have certain expectations based on our own needs in the relationship. So to be able to build a strong relationship and healthy bond, you need to be aware of what you and your partner's specific needs are so that you both can feel happy and fulfilled. However, this could be pretty tricky if you or your partner has an insecure attachment style. Because of the layers of defensive protocols, sometimes it's hard to understand each other's true desires behind them. So today we're going to dive into an avoidance mind and truly understand their needs and what they want in a relationship.
Now, to understand how they work in a relationship, let's go over the 7 traits that you see in an avoidant or a dismissive avoidant. Number 1, intense need for independence. People with avoidant attachment often prioritize me time, and they might seem resistant to committing to plans. For example, they might schedule frequent solo activities, or they could be hesitant to join group outings. This is because they learn that maintaining control and extreme independence is crucial to not being blamed or ashamed for asking someone else to meet their needs. Number 2, difficulty with emotional intimacy. Vulnerability can be a major challenge. Conversations that go into a deeper emotional zone might trigger a withdrawal or a sudden change in subject. Opening up emotionally seems risky. This is shaped by past experiences that may have associated closeness with hurt or disappointment. They might shut down conversations that become too personal or even avoid eye contact during emotional moments. Number 3, downplaying the relationship's importance. Phrases like, "let's not make things so serious," or "I don't need much from the relationship," might become their go-tos. They also resist labels like boyfriend or girlfriend, preferring to keep things casual. It might sound like they are not wanting to commit, but what they are really doing is minimizing their own needs. Denying a relationship's significance allows them to maintain a safe emotional distance. Number 4, focus on flaws. As things start to get closer, they might subconsciously create distance by focusing on the bad things that the relationship brings. They might act like they're always finding something wrong with their actions or your personality, or they might even just start to criticize the relationship as a whole. This is because focusing on the imperfection justifies pulling back and avoiding feeling dependent.
Number 5, difficulty expressing emotions. Saying "I love you" or expressing positive emotions can be hard for them. This doesn't mean they have a lack of emotions, but it's more likely they have a hard time articulating them. Instead, positive emotions from them might be expressed in more indirect ways, like through actions rather than words. They might also struggle accepting compliments, deflecting them with jokes or self-deprecating humor. Number 6, seeming unemotional. They might seem not bothered or interested in situations where others are showing a lot of emotions. In some cases, they could appear calm and collected, even during situations that would normally bring out a lot of emotions from others. Reading their true feelings can be challenging, but know that it's not necessarily that they don't feel things. Again, they simply struggle to express them openly. Number 7, mixed signals. Their behavior might go back and forth between asking for closeness and then pushing it away. Like they would initiate a deeper connection and then suddenly become distant. You might often feel confused, rejected, and unsure about their intention. This push and pull dynamic is a hallmark of avoidant attachment. It reflects their internal conflicts between wanting connection and fearing intimacy.
All of these might sound conflicting, but here's what we need to understand. For someone with an insecure attachment, falling in love is like shaking a snow globe. When their emotions get shaken up, old traumas and patterns that have been put to the side and sunk to the bottom come back up. When that happens, they cope with it the only way they know how, which in this case is being dismissive or avoidant. That's how they have survived being left alone with big feelings in their childhood. You need to understand that it's not you that is making them act the way they do.
Well then, how can we get close to our avoidant partners? Let's take a deeper look at what a safe relationship looks like to them and how we can build a healthy bond with them. Number one thing they want in a relationship is patience and understanding. They want to feel supported by someone who understands their emotions and needs. If they have occasional withdrawal, like not being very responsive for a couple days, or suddenly leaving the conversation to go for a walk, they want their partners to know that it isn't a lack of love. These don't mean that they don't care, and they want to be accepted for their needs for space without punishment. So you could support them by asking what they need, whether it's a space or a break. Show them that you're there for them to help get those needs met. Making the relationship a safe place without criticism means a lot to them. Respecting their pace and emotional boundaries actually avoids triggering their need to pull back.
Number 2, clear communication. Their natural perspective on needs is that they should be taken care of by each person on their own because that's what they've done in order to survive. So it's confusing to them to be told, you should know this or you should be able to figure this out. And it's confusing for them to be blamed for not knowing something that wasn't clearly communicated. They can get triggered when they feel like they have to read between the lines on what their partner is thinking or feeling. So, clear communication is the way to go when it comes down to communicating about your needs. In fact, you being able to communicate about what you need is being seen as a sign of trust and healthy bond.
Number 3, security and reassurance. Their attachment style developed because of the physical or emotional unavailability. They felt like they had to figure things on their own to survive. So on a very deep level, they believe that they can't rely on others to meet their needs. However, when a relationship develops, and as the physical and emotional bond is being formed, your needs and wants naturally come up in the conversation. It gets quite scary for them. They feel like their needs are not important or they won't be accepted. They already feel the weight of being responsible for their own needs, and feeling pressure to meet yours can easily make them feel overwhelmed. And that is why they tend to withdraw at times. They naturally assume that they'll be attacked or you're not available to them because, again, they didn't have many positive experiences with someone that was close to them when it comes to vulnerability or having their needs met. So any hint of dismissal they think they're seeing, it just confirms and emphasizes the belief that they have as a defensive mechanism. So to show that you're available and willing to build a deep bond with them, consistency is the key. Reassure that you're there for them and start gaining the positive experiences. Subtle displays of affection can also be very powerful. Gentle physical touch, a warm smile, shared inside joke, or it could even just be a comfortable silence. All of these can help them feel a sense of safety within the relationship.
Number 4, affection and acceptance. They want to feel accepted for who they are. We all do, but for this attachment style, this is specifically because when they were children, their needs were neglected and they thought it was their fault. For children, adults around them are superior to them, and they are not capable of viewing them as individuals with imperfections and flaws. So, what happens in their mind is they think it is because I am doing something wrong, or something is wrong with me. So when they feel ashamed or criticized, they shut down because it hurts them so much. These traumas and beliefs are deep rooted, and it triggers them subconsciously. And that's why, instead of talking about it, they tend to pull back. Validation is a helpful way to show them that their thoughts, feelings, and needs are accepted.
Relationships with avoidant partners can be incredibly rewarding as you start to build the true and deep connection. At the same time, it can also be very hard to navigate, as sometimes it's hard to see their progress. This is because for them, showing that they care is a form of vulnerability. it is incredibly scary to them. So they might not always show or tell you that they're trying to change. If you're finding it too difficult, a couples therapist or a coach can be great resources. You could do a session with them or learn with videos on YouTube like ours is great too. For more tips on happier and healthier relationships, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. See you soon.